Ever wondered how people all around the world spend their precious 24 hours each day? Well, you're about to find out. Time is like a common thread that connects us all. No matter where we're from, we all have the same 24 hours to work with. But people from different countries and cultures spend it very differently. But imagine if the entire world were one person. What would their day look like? That's the question that Canadian researchers aim to answer. They wanted to know what the average human's day looks like all around the world. They collected surveys from over 130 countries, looking at surveys conducted from 2000 to 2019. Anyway, researchers combed through surveys about people's daily routines and even gathered information about jobs and economic activities. So, what are your theories? Do you think it's going to be a boring work, sleep, repeat cycle? Surprisingly, not at all. In reality, it turns out that we spend more than a third of our time on things that make us feel good and keep us healthy. Researchers simplified time into 4 categories to make it super easy to understand. First up, we have sleep and bed rest. There's nothing particularly surprising here. An average adult sleeps about 9 hours a day. We know that this is a norm for healthy sleep, but if you think about it, it turns out that sleep takes up a huge chunk of our day. It's a bit sad that we need it so much. Just imagine how many things we could have gotten done if we didn't. Next, we have direct human outcomes. This category covers things that directly affect us as individuals. It includes activities like eating, hanging out with friends, taking care of ourselves, and having fun. You know, all the stuff that makes us feel good. And not only that, these activities include everything from working, education, and personal growth to socializing and watching TV. The researchers discovered that we dedicate just over 9 hours each day to these things. In this magical 9.4 hours of our day, we do so many cool things. We take care of ourselves and others through hygiene and grooming. We also spend time on healthcare, including looking after our own well-being and taking care of our loved ones. Work, schooling, academic and private sector research, exercising, socializing, meals, hobbies, and even engaging with the media are all part of this awesome mix. Now, let's break it down even further. About half of this time, which is about 4.6 hours, is spent on passive, interactive, and social activities. Think of catching up with friends or reading a fantastic book. Wahoo for fun times! Eating delicious meals takes up around 1.6 hours. It's essential to fuel our bodies and enjoy the wonders of food. School and research add another 1.1 hours to the mix because learning never stops. And here's an interesting twist. Certain activities seem to be universal, regardless of a country's wealth. Hygiene and grooming, as well as meal times, remain consistent across low-income and high-income countries. Well, it makes sense if you think about it. Our basic necessities bring us all together, no matter where we're from, but it's still pretty cool. Of course, keep in mind that there are variations between individuals and cultures. Everyone has their unique way of spending time. But when we zoom out and look at the big picture globally, these activities stay pretty consistent. Next on the list, we have organizational outcomes. This is all about being productive and getting things done. It includes tasks like working, studying, organizing, and managing our lives. Basically, it's all the stuff we do to keep our lives running smoothly. Now let's break it down. Organizational outcomes include everyday activities like grocery shopping, getting from one place to another, paying bills, accessing government services, and handling all kinds of administrative stuff, as well as travel and administration. It's the nitty-gritty of managing our lives and taking care of practical matters. In our average human day, we spend just over 2 hours on these important tasks. Now, here's an interesting twist. Despite the diversity of countries and cultures around the world, commuting times seem to be remarkably similar. We might have expected significant variations, but the research team discovered that commuting times are remarkably universal. So, on average, we spend about 1 hour each day moving from one place to another. This finding has caught their attention. Further research is already underway to dig deeper into this fascinating aspect of our lives. The mysteries of travel and its impact on our daily routines are being unraveled as we speak. And it seems like, even though these activities may seem mundane, They play a crucial role in keeping our lives running smoothly. And lastly, we have external outcomes. This category is about things we do that affect the world around us. It includes activities like commuting, participating in the economy, and being part of the bigger picture. In other words, these are the activities that aim to create changes in the world outside of ourselves. Now, here are some examples: agriculture and fishing, preparing and serving food, mining, working with lumber, tapping into fossil fuels and renewable energy, constructing and maintaining buildings and infrastructure, keeping our living spaces clean, tending to our pets and gardens, and managing waste. It's a whole bunch of stuff that affects the world around us. So, how much time do you think you devote to this every day? Well, research shows that in our daily lives, we spend a whopping 3.4 hours on these tasks. Here's where things get interesting. These activities reveal some salient differences between low-income and high-income countries. In the lowest-income countries, people spend an average of over 1.5 hours each day growing and collecting their own food. It's a massive amount of human labor required to meet their food needs. But as countries become wealthier and more advanced, things change. In the highest-income countries, farming is accomplished in less than 5 minutes per day on average. Can you believe it? The wonders of technology and mechanization free up over an hour of time. So let's appreciate the challenging work that goes into providing food, raw materials, construction, and other similar tasks. This data also shows us that as we progress and become more industrialized, we gain precious hours in our day. We have more time to explore, create, and enjoy the world around us. Time becomes our ally, allowing us to pursue other passions and adventures. So, here's what an average human's day looks like. They spend 9 hours sleeping, around 9.5 hours on things that are important and fun to them, around 2 hours organizing stuff, and around 3.5 hours affecting the bigger world around them. Pretty cool, isn't it? How does it compare to your daily routine? By the way, when researchers began their study, they started with Australia and New Zealand and got some surprising results. For example, Australians love to socialize. On average, they spend about 5 hours each day engaging with people and enjoying various activities. That's slightly above the global average. They have a knack for going out, exploring museums, watching sports, and simply hanging out with their friends. It's all part of our social fabric. Interestingly, this trend of social activities aligning with GDP holds true not only for Australia, but globally as well. The study's lead author highlights that the activities we humans engage in and the time we spend on these activities shape our societies and personal well-being. It's remarkable how the universal notion of time allows us to compare ourselves with people around the world and across different time periods. From sleep to socializing, we've learned some interesting insights about the average human day worldwide and how it compares to life in Australia. Remember, time is precious, so choose how you spend it wisely. Whether you're catching some Z's or enjoying quality time with friends, make the most of each moment. Stay curious, keep exploring, and embrace the wonderful tapestry of activities that make up our daily lives. That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.